Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing great. Welcome to our today's station of Meet the Global Leader. This is the Impact of Series organized by School of Entrepreneurship Development, and the objective of this session is to share the professional experiences, real life stories from our guest speaker, so that students who are currently studying at universities, our main audience, can learn how to develop skills before graduations and so that they can prepare themselves before graduations for the professional sector. So in this session, we have invited Miss Iris, and she is actually an ESG professional with extensive experience across corporate social responsibility, supply chain sustainability, ESG governance, and multi country factory operations. Her career path from early sustainability roles to leading ESG programs in international companies offers valuable lessons for students and young professionals aspiring to enter this field. So we look forward to an engaging and insightful discussions, and I encourage everyone to listen closely, reflect, and take notes on how academic foundations can translate into impactful careers. So, Iris, welcome to our sessions. How are you doing today?
Okay, so it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so hi everyone, and I'm glad to be here to share my story with you. And today I would like to say that the topic is exploring your path from campus to career. And for me, I think one of the most important things is that understanding who you are and becoming the person you choose to be is very important, no matter in your university life or even you graduate from your university. Yeah. So today's content will be included in the five sections from B, who do you want to become in this life? I think that is the whole life's questions that you need to ask for yourself many, many times. And in the second sections, grow, it will put more focus in the university because in this stage, we want to develop who you are, want to becoming. And for the third section is about learning, just from classroom to workplace. That is where the real learning begins. And then I want to share about the creativity is very important. That when you are in the workplace, that creating the value that lasts for yourself and others is also very important things. And then the last part is to explore. Just you have to keep exploring yourself and becoming the person you choose to be. So let's get started in the first sections. Who do you want to become in this life? I believe that when we was just during our grow up situation, the situations that many people have asking us about this kind of question: what kind of job do I want to have in the futures? And actually, these all kind of jobs have ever been in my dream, like the teacher, the bakery, the sport car racers, and the astronauts, painters, drawers, something designers. It is all my dream job. But so I want to say that maybe you have a lot of choices or decisions in your mind, and your answer might change over time. It is all okay, and it is all just fine. But what matters most is that you have to keep asking yourself, what do I want to become? And the most important thing is to feel happy and fulfilled. So I would like to have some just short introduction of myself. My name is Iris, and I was born in Taiwan, and I live in Taiwan now. So when I was in the universities, I also have the part-time job as a waitress in the fine dining. So at that time, I served up to 200 tables per night, which give me a lot of achievements during this period. And then during that time, I also take as a tutor and also the teachers. And what I did at that period is that I consult over five students to overcome their difficulties. Until now, I still have a great relationship with those students. And then in the next step, when I graduate, I just go to the field I love, just like the ESG part, and become the ESG specialist in the knitting textile industry. And at this stage, I focus on the issue of forced labor and greenhouse gas emissions. emissions, which are all related to the ESG concept. And then after that, I went to a list company in Taiwan as an ESG lead. And at that time, I just have a lot of opportunity to coordinate with the diverse stakeholders from the internationals. And now I'm in a very big shoes manufacturing company as a ESG supervisors. And now I manage CSR projects in over 3 countries. And that is my short introductions. So I want to just remind you again that if you don't know what you're going to do, or if you have a lot of plan in your brain, it is all okay and it is all just fine. Like when I was in your stage, I'm like you. So you don't have to be afraid or just be scared or anxiety. So if you feel uncertain now, just please don't worry. Just confusion is part of growing. Even when I'm now, I still have some just confusing sometimes. So I want to say that I want to share is that it means that you are thinking deeply about who you want to become. So you will feel confused. And just please do not hesitate to tell yourself that in each of your stage that you are doing very well. So please do not be afraid of anything that you want to try or you just want to achieve. And then for the next sections about the growth, just the main focus on developing who you are when we are in the university. So I want to share that these three kind of skills defines who you are becoming. The first one is your soft skills, and then the second one is your hard skills, and the third one is your core skills. I don't want to give you the right answers like what kind of skills you needed because I, the people is very unique and everyone has their different personalities and different hard skills. So I just give you the guidelines and some instructions that help you to have the thoughts that you can think in your side to think what kind of person that I want to become. So for the soft skills part, it's more relate to your personality and interpersonal behavior, such as the thoughtful, empathetic, collaborative, respectful, communicative, and supportive. And there's not the right answer, like what kind of skill is really helpful for your future, because everyone is totally different. So you just follow your heart and just try to ask yourself who I am during your university. You can go to a lot of club, you can go to make a lot of different friends to have more understanding about who you are. And for the hard skills part, it's more focused on what you are studying now. Just focus on your professional or technical knowledges, such as the business, the sustainability, technology, data engineering, technical, finance, management, marketing, and media. And if you know what you really like to do and what you desire to do, then just focus on it and keep trying that to take any goals and or any projects during your university life. And for the core skills, it shape your thinking and your behavior, such as the analytical, strategic, adaptable, curious, resourceful, or organized. So I want to share these skills with you is that for me, I don't want to give you the directly answers that what kind of skill you have to do, you need to have during your university. Because for me, everyone is unique and every skills is very special. And even just every person, they have different soft skills, hard skills, core skills. And because of these skills, that can help you to make your special and why and who you are. So in the next section, I will give you some just hint or the sentence help you to develop your own skills. So for the soft skill part, you can ask yourself all these questions to know your strengths. And for the hard skill, I'm not going to just go into deeply. You can just go through the presentations after the speech. And the hard skill is all this kind of questions like what technical tools or software have you learned or used, and for the core skills, it's more like which tasks or projects do you enjoy the most and why. So all this question can help you to just more understanding yourself. You can just read this question and help you to think more deeply, to see who you are and what kind of skill you can have or you already have. Just help you to clarify who what kind of skill do you have and who you are and what kind of persons you want to be. I think if you figure out all these skills, then you will have more map to think about what you're going to be and what you're going to do in your future. So for me, I can share my skills with you, and maybe you can have more understanding about me. So after a long, long period, I'm not just I don't really find all these skills when I was in the universities. So it's a very long journey for me. Even now, I'm still just digging out and asking myself, is that all my skills or anything that can still improvement? So for my soft skills, I'm a very adaptability person and problem solving, empathy, ethical awareness, and thoughtfulness. And the interesting thing is that some skills is not really find by myself. It's from others' feedback that they told me that I'm the person like this. So I just try to asking myself and understanding myself that, oh, actually I have this kind of skills, but I never known before, and this skills is very valued for me, so I just put it in my personal life and take it as a kind of tool for me in my journey. And for the hard skills, what I am professionate at is the sustainability and ESG knowledges and data analysis and reporting skills, also the regulatory and compliance understanding, also the risk assessment. That is what my hard skill are and help me to do my job. And for the core skills, what I just do the job, what is my behavior is that I'm a strategic thinking person, and I'm a very cross functional coordinations person and problem solving and resilience. So that is mine. And I don't want just you to copy and pass, because I just want to keep emphasize that everyone is unique and everyone has the different skills, and all that skills, when you find out, you build it, you can just really figure out who you are and what you can do in your future to make sure that your life is happy and fulfilled. So I want to ask you about, how about yours? You can think about it. And then for the next session, when graduates from the university, I will say that the real learning just beginning after you graduate. It will not stop when you graduation. It will keep beginning when you start in your career. So I want to share about my life story with you, and you can just. I hope that you can have some some reflections of it. So actually, for me, I think continuous learning and self challenges is very important. So, uh, actually, I would like to say that take steady steps beyond your comfort zone is very, very important for you if you want to just achieve your goal, or you have some dreams that you want to come true, but you are not really quite sure about, am I going to success or something? I think you can just take the steady steps to try to step out of your comfort zone. And take my example, I was in waitress when I was in the university as a part-time job. It's because that at that time I'm a very nervous person. I don't know how to communicate with others. So what I did is that I put myself into a working environment as a waitress in the fine dining. So this decision helps me, force me to interact with a lot of people, a lot of customers in the restaurants. And then in my previous job, I also hold the board meeting and the annual banquet. All this experience helped me to build myself and have more confidence, and help me to just step out of my comfort zone step by step. And the second one is that you have to know yourself. You need to identify your strengths and improve your weakness and turn them into your advantages. What I mean is that everyone has their weakness, but you don't need to just be shame or something about your weakness. So we can just improve it. And if you think it's too hard for us to improve, then we can just try to turn them into our advantages. For me, I'm a very insecure person and anxious and nervous. Actually, these are all my weaknesses. So I'm trying to learn how to deal with this kind of weakness, but I know that I'm doing well and better than before. And then for the next one is that you have to explore your interest and value, because build your intrinsic motivations is very important. Only you know your inner motivations that can drive your life forward. So for me, how do I just know my interest? Because when I was the tutor, I found out I really love to talk with the students, and when I saw them reach their goals and have the achievements, I saw them were very happy, then I feel so happy too. So I know that I like this kind of feeling, and it's this kind of motivation that helped me to just want to do the tutors as long as I can. And also I was the ESG report over judge, because I know that ESG is one of my desire and passions that I want to do. So it's this kind of internal motivations that help me to drive my life forward. And then the last one is turn knowledge into actions, which means that sometimes we have a lot of hard skills in my mind, in our brain, but actually we don't really take any actions. So maybe we are just stop at there. But actually when you start to take some action, even it's failed, but we are still trying to moving on. So achieve the self realizations and create personal value is also very important. So for me, being the teacher just kind of turn my knowledge into the action. Also as a teacher, and also the ESG part. This all the things that I turn my knowledges into the real actions, and all this action keep build my confidence, and it's all this confidence help me to just move my life forward. And then I would like to share about the create part. So after we understanding the previous sections, we need to know that the create for me, creating value that lasts for yourself and others is also very important when we are in the in our life. I mean, not say that in your career, in your life, and even in your university, just in your whole life. So these are the feedback from my previous colleagues. Actually, they are all my supervisors. They are all the vice presidents. And I have to say that before I met these persons, I don't know that I can really create the value that lasts for a long long period, and that I can receive lots of feedback from the vice presidents and the board director. So I mean I want to share with you is that I want to not tell you that, like, when we are doing something, we are not only think about ourselves, just like the values. If we can interact with the others, we can have the influence with the others will all remember it and they will all see it. So please do not think about that. I don't know what I want to do, and I don't know if that really helps me to keep moving. But if you think that at this moment, these things you want to do it and you are doing the right things, then you just keep doing it. You will give the feedback at the uncertain times. Just you will give the feedback at the surprising times that you may never think about it. And then for me, like, it's all from my for this part I would like to share that it's from the careers experience. So after I just think back through all these years, I would like to say that um these are the features very important. For the first one is the diplomatic and tactful. These these features can help you navigate the relationships with grass. So you don't need to have some just like the you can just express your feelings and your thoughts in a very graceful way, and know how to control the relationship with your friends, with your colleagues, or with your parents. And then the second one is adaptable and harmonious, which means that you need to, for me, flexibility coordinate with others is very important, especially in my job as an ESG supervisor or the ESG professional, because it is a cross-functional topic. So lots of time when I need to coordinate with lots of different group of people. So so the flexibility is very important and try to make the environment harmonious to make sure that my goal, the company's goal, can be achieved. And the third one is the considerate and well-rounded. This is also that build myself that balance the multiple perspective is also important. What I mean is that because I believe that when you are in the university, you got to have a lot of group job or the group task, and everyone may have the different opinions or advices. So I think we can try to balance the multiple perspectives and try to find out another solutions or another ways that everyone's acceptable. So I think this is what you can do when you are in the university. And then the next one is balance your needs and others. That is also important because sometimes we will think about others more and then we forgot ourselves. Or sometimes we think ourselves more and we forgot others. And you can also try to do this in your university life. Just align the personal goals with the collective success, which means that when you are communicate or coordinate with your classmates, you can try to just express yourself and your thought and also listen about others and try to have the your personal goals and the team goals to be combined together and collect the further success. And then the next one is foster trust and collaborations, which I want to say that just based on my previous experience, a lot of feedbacks I received is that I'm a very trustful person and a very collaborational person and very friendly and approachable. And all these values is that I never found that when I was in a university. So what I want to share with you is that I think build a strong and lasting connection is very important during your whole life path because you don't know at what time you will meet your your previous classmates or the college or your supervisors. And I think for building the strong and lasting connections can help you to have a more successful life in your futures. And then for the last part is about the explore. So I think to know who you are and to choose who you want to be is not like one-time questions. This is the questions that will last for many many years till maybe your 80s or 90s. So I want to share a quote with you that you are not late in life. I know that when I was in university, I'm very, very anxious about. I don't know what I'm going to do when I graduate. And at that time, there's no one guide me or give me any instructions. So I'm happy that I have this kind of opportunity to share something with you. And I want to share this quote with you because I think it's very helpful. It's like someone graduated at 21, but waited 15 years to get a job. Someone had no education but was a millionaire at 25. Someone got married at 25 but got divorced 5 years later. Someone got married at 40 and found everlasting love. And I want to say that you are not late and you are not early. So you are exactly where you are and supposed to be. And you have to trust the timing. And during this period, just focus on yourself and trying to talk to yourself more, understanding yourself and to understand who you are. And I want to share is that just trust your inner voices and each choices is shaping the person you are destined to become. So for the last part, I want to share some books that I think it will be very helpful for you. The first one is The Atomic Habits, and in this book, it can help you to build your habits. It's very quite easy as you follow the instructions inside. And the second one, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is the book recommended from my previous supervisors, and he's a very just successful person. So at that time, he said that actually this book can help us to understand how to maintain our relationship and without forgetting ourselves. And then the third one is I may be wrong. So in this book, it can help us to understand that sometimes mm, maybe when we are too confident, I think reading this book is very good because it will help us to reflect ourselves, our inner voice. Like sometimes maybe we are wrong, but we don't know. So this book can help us to have the calm feelings and then to be look into ourselves more. And then the last one is the 7 habits of highly effective people. In this book, it helps us to build our like the just through through these 7 habits, it can help us to build a very structured lifestyles. So this all the books that I want to recommend with you. And at the end, I also want to share my informations. And if you have any further questions or about myself, about the job, or about the university life or anything, you can just connect me through the link before. And actually, this is my presentations that I want to share. And so, are there any questions that I want to ask or something?
Great, Iris. Thank you so much for this beautifully crafted information. And at the same time,
Yeah,
like it seems very like you have in 20 minutes you have shared years of experiences, right? So it's not, it
yeah.
seems easy, but it takes a lot of like efforts to earn this kind of skills, experiences. So this is very important. And the thing is, if you shed some light on, so I have some few questions
Hmm.
on why university students, irrespective of whether they're located right now, um, why they should learn and research on ESG and sustainability related topics.
Why? You mean why they should do this? Or
They should study or learn, topics related to ESG and sustainability. So why they should learn and do research on these topics?
you mean why do they need to do this study or how? I don't really.
Okay, so basically, for
Yeah.
students, so from different majors,
Mm-hmm.
they are from.
Yeah.
But why it is important, considering the today's world where it is heading?
Um.
Why students should
Okay.
learn ESG and sustainability, if, although they're from different backgrounds?
Why? For me, actually, first, actually, it's the trend. So you can have more opportunities in your job careers. This is the first reasons. And then the second, I think is that I don't know if all the students have the concept of the ESG, the sustainability, the SDGs. SDGs is the goal that announced by the United Nations. And what I see is that in many countries or even in Taiwanese educational systems, all these concepts are all included in the government's policies. And it's for me, I think that the people is the most important things that need to be sustainable. So if you ask me why the students need to learn or why the students need to have this kind of knowledges, for me, for my inner side, I think is that this is very important. That if you want to do something different, or if you really care about where you live and what you are going to bring to your just the people in the futures, and if you want to do have some impact, even it is really little, I think it is the reason why it is so important to learn it, to know ESG. You don't need to be the professional, but if you know it, maybe you can have some different ideal, or it can help you to have the different perspective when you make the decisions. The decision is very very tiny. Like you buy something that you can know that, oh, this brand that they do really do the ESG, so you trust them, so you want to buy their products more, something like this. Or even you start your own business, you will feel like, oh, I want to just have some impact to this planet, to the people in the future. So your business model will be more related to the sustainable issues. Yeah.
Great. So we are almost at the end of our session, but my last question is, when we're students, we
Mm-hmm.
believe after getting entering into the professional sector, um my my thirst for knowledge, or I'm done with studying, right? Because I get the job, and like I'll just go there, do my tasks, and return to home. That's it, and I'll retire, and then blah blah blah. So, according to you, as a professional, do you have to study to learn new things, or how do you see this? Misconceptions that exist among students.
Eh, I'm sorry that I don't really catch the point about your question. Would you
Yeah,
please?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So basically, as a student, when I was a student, if I give you the
Mm-hmm.
example, I thought like after graduation,
Yeah.
when I get a job,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
then I don't have to study anymore.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to study anything. I mean, not academic, but anything, professional or skills development or learning new things. I'm done
Mm-hmm.
studying. But according to you, how actually it looks like? How does it look like in your professional sector? I mean, do you still study new things or study
Oh.
things to develop your skills? So how studying different things look like in professional sector?
Mm, actually, it's back to my presentations, like, who do you want to become and who do you choose to be? Like, I understand that lots of students after graduates, they don't need to, there's not the motivation, the outside motivation to get the academic. So maybe someone, most of the people just quit this studying learning things. But for me, I think I'm a very just aggressive person, so that I'm afraid that I'm not really, I cannot really catch up the world. So I will keep learning the new things in my professional, or even just my teaching backgrounds, all these kind of things. So if you ask me, how do I do this? I think the most important thing is my inner motivations. That is one of the most important things. And also, sometimes if we really want to get some things, or we know that we need to have some improvements, I think the inner motivation is the very important things for dealing with these kind of issues about learning the new things after graduation during your career period. Yeah.
Perfect. So I just thank you so much for your uh, donation as a time, your time as a donation to
Mhm.
share your experiences that students will learn. Like how professionals do things, how do they think, how do they do things, how do they imply like skills in different situations. And this is about, this session is about creating awareness that before graduation, if you like explore through learnings, if you explore through like traveling, mixing with people. So apart from academic studies, by doing different kind of things, learning new things, study, research, volunteering activities, the more you can actually explore and realize your potentials, understand your weakness, and then develop make it strengthen your weakness. So that's why like awareness is very important. And on behalf of School of Entrepreneurship Development, um, I would like to share our sincere gratitude for your time, and definitely students who have more questions, please reach out to her, as she has shared the communication ways to her. And definitely, we will explore more collaborations. And thank you so much. Have a good day, Iris.
Thank you.